Long before evil existed and before the first humans ever set foot on earth, endless goodness ruled the heavens. Everything was ideal, and each angel exuded a great deal of light and had a profound respect for their Father, the creator of everything. However, one angel stood out above the others. Everyone revered Lucifer, God's most exquisite creation and masterpiece. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and flawless in beauty. Lucifer was the most powerful, the most intelligent, and the most honorable and dignified person in the skies. He was the first entity. God created Lucifer with his mighty hand, and he delighted in making him his masterpiece. Lucifer had power like no other angel, and he was the most intelligent being in the universe, second only to God. However, Lucifer was not perfect. You were blameless in your actions until you were found to be wicked. As a result, Lucifer became the source of all evil and suffering in the world, the prince of darkness, the corrupter of souls, the lord of destruction, and Satan. In heaven, Lucifer's fall left a scar. Like a broken mirror, even when the light returned, it was never the same. The betrayal would always be remembered in paradise. The tale of Lucifer serves as a warning that even the brightest star can turn to evil, but how did we get here? Why did the sky before the tragedy turn into a germ of evil? Anointed as a guardian cherub, Lucifer was a being created to the highest standards. You were on the sacred mount of God, walking amid the flaming stones. At the highest level of the seraphim, each angel has a task and purpose to complete in heaven, a place of perfect order and divine structure. The closest orders to earth are the archangels and angels. Archangels like Michael and Gabriel are messengers of pivotal moments, warriors who bear the divine message on their swords, and, lastly, the angels closest to humanity, who are the guardians of souls accompanying us on our journey and making sure evil doesn't approach in this perfect order. They are like living flames burning with love and purity. They sing without rest. Lucifer the morning star was the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. God wanted to create something extraordinary out of his infinite wisdom and love, so he created him. Lucifer was not only beautiful, he was also the leader and beacon that other angels followed. His charisma was captivating, and his presence inspired respect and devotion. He walked among the angels with unmatched grace. Even Michael the great warrior appreciated his knowledge, and seraphim and cherubim listened carefully to what he had to say. The heavenly choirs were arranged by Lucifer, who led them in their songs and prayers while praising the Creator with zeal and emotion. His voice was like a flame in the darkness, a radiance. The Bible describes how Lucifer's fall started. Your heart became proud on account of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom because of your splendor. What was once his gift became his downfall. God had not created evil but something perfect, but Lucifer, blinded by his own brilliance, allowed pride to grow in his heart. His desire for glory consumed him like a hidden fire and gradually destroyed him. The wisdom that motivated others became his weapon of self-destruction, and the beauty that everyone adored became the cause of his downfall. His vanity drove him to strive for success. In his heart, beyond his location to elevate his throne above the stars of God. The skies trembled as he declared, "I will ascend to the heavens and raise my throne above the stars of God." Peace broke like brittle glass when rebellion broke out. In a terrifying account, Jesus claimed to have witnessed Satan instantly descend from heaven like lightning. The morning star was destroyed, the bright celestial body was extinguished, and Lucifer was tossed into the abyss, banished from the brightness that had been his home. His glory diminished and his splendor was buried in darkness. But how could this have happened? Although Lucifer has a huge influence, he is rarely addressed in Christian scriptures. Before talking about Lucifer's tremendous celestial rebellion, why does a creature with such earthly influence look so little? Scripture must be interpreted in this way. Lucifer's personality is still mysterious and has only been mentioned in passing. His narrative is mentioned in the Bible in a few places using symbolic language. Let's now examine how Lucifer's soul started to corrupt Lucifer's descent into darkness. At first, it was a barely noticeable spark of fleeting thought. What if my light could shine brighter? What if my glory didn't always need to serve another? These were small, nearly invisible questions, but like seeds, they took root and grew in the silence of his thoughts. He started to imagine himself on high on the throne, being praised, and with each duty he performed. Heaven continued to be in perfect harmony, but something in Lucifer grew more distant every day, and the angels started to notice his transformation as he became mysterious and contemplative. That voice inside him got stronger. One day, Gabriel came up to him and said, "Lucifer, brother, what burden is on your heart? Your light becomes restless." Lucifer gave him a glance and said, "Dear Gabriel, there are things even we cannot understand." Gabriel felt cold and uneasy, but Lucifer avoided looking at him and said nothing that would indicate the storm that was building within of him every day. He started to disregard his responsibilities. The other angels sensed his departure as if a star had vanished from the sky when his voice, which had been the leader of the heavenly choir, became quiet. He used to stand during praise gatherings, but these days he only attends half-heartedly, looking up with a mixture of pride and hatred. Heaven was free of bonds, it had definite rules. The angels surrounding Lucifer started to notice something odd as he struggled between his light and shadow, because God had given each angel the ability to love and serve in their perfection. The strain of his decision, one of the cherubim, observing his transformation, came up to Lucifer once and said, "Do you no longer find joy in singing?" Lucifer answered with a chilly smile. Some people, enchanted by his greatness, began to listen to his song with new ears, silently following him as if his light could take them to another destiny. I've discovered other interests. Perhaps there's more out there than we've realized. After the morning star made his choice, the spark inside of him turned into a flame, and that flame turned into fire. His name, which means light bringer, was not an empty title, he was heaven's beacon. "I will ascend above the clouds and make myself as high as possible." That night, his radiance changed from the light of praise to the blaze of ambition. Paradise was so perfect and full of peace that he felt the first tremor of rebellion. Lucifer spoke about God in a way that no one else had, therefore every angel listened to his words with devotion as the morning star that rose first illuminated others in creation's night. Angels were not innocent souls, rather, they were all wise, strong, and a reflection of God's purity. Lucifer attracted them with his charisma and unwavering authority, not with false promises or weak love. Instead, he spoke passionately and had a vision so captivating that many followed him, seeing in him a new light that briefly illuminated the sky, giving the impression that he was a brilliant and unique leader deserving of their loyalty. His authority, respect, and influence were all well-earned. If we realized the true nature of this divine masterpiece, we would see why God himself extolled his own creation in the book of Job, despite the fact that his sin had not ruined it. The divine caution in the midst of holy quiet, God called him alone. His voice, like a deep river, spoke to Lucifer patiently and lovingly. "My son Lucifer, the seal of perfection, I can feel the thoughts drifting away from me in your heart, thoughts that distance you from the eternal Lucifer, who gazed at the Creator God with eyes of unending tenderness and a serene brightness." He was aware that Lucifer, who had not yet sinned, was starting to see the beauty of his own glory as a goal unto itself. His love was cooling, though. A merciful God held out his hand to him. "Son, keep in mind where all light originates. If you turn to me, your splendor will grow in truth, and together, we will be even greater than any single thought." However, rather than feeling at peace, Lucifer felt a sting to his pride, a discomfort he could hardly comprehend, but when God gave him so many warnings, he withdrew with a bow, but an invisible distance was growing inside. Lucifer, the morning star, came up with a rebellion in heaven and succeeded to convince 1/3 of the other angel. There was war in heaven, and Angel Michael rose up and banished Lucifer from heaven forever. Lucifer fell from heaven like a shooting star with great lightning. Even though evil could appear powerful, its duration is finite, and its might is nothing compared to God's eternal nature. This final conflict between good and evil represents the divine promise of restoration and redemption for people who choose light over darkness in the present day. Good prevails not only because it is strong, but also because it is the very embodiment of truth, justice, and love. The story of Revelation serves as a warning that even though Satan keeps trying to mislead humanity, his destiny is predetermined, his strength is constrained, and his rebellion will eventually fail. If you've been captivated by Lucifer's story and fall, you won't want to miss the fascinating account of the 5 prophecies in the book of Revelation. These prophecies reveal Lucifer's final fate and his role in the events that will end the conflict between good and evil. The story of his fall and defeat in the end times reinforces the hope that good, no matter how challenged, will always prevail. Faith, hope, and perseverance are the spiritual weapons that draw us closer to God and remind us that God's light will shine forever. You'll learn how Lucifer's rebellion not only impacted his destiny but also his future, humanity, and the eventual triumph of the divine, as these predictions detail Satan's final great act to poison the world. I trust you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for the latest video. Thanks for watching and may God bless you.